Hello, everyone. It's just me. No one else is here. I'm lying. There are other people here. But I am the only one to answer your questions. But I can relay questions if you'd like. I'm not going to put that voice the entire thing. I'll relay questions if you want. But that's up to you. Yeah, you're going to get it, man. You're going to get it. So anyway, welcome. Hello, hello. Ahoy, matey. Yes. Matty? What is that? So anyway, we are here. Thank you for joining us. My own personal Q&A session. I don't think I've ever done one by my lonesome. Maybe I have, but it's just been a while. So anyway, I will. Yes, I have. Now I remember. I'm scatterbrained today. Anyway, shoot and fire some questions at me. I'll do my best to answer them. We are basically, Z is right next to me. He is working on getting the fundraising stuff together, all of the different promo packs and stuff like that, pictures and all that good stuff. So does Tom, does everybody know about the flip-flop that we're doing this year?
No, we really need to tell people.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure everybody knew we are going to Indiegogo this year. We're not going to be on Kickstarter. Indiegogo is giving us a better deal than Kickstarter gave us, basically. So we're going to go with them, and we've talked to some people that use Indiegogo, and they said that they have had positive experiences with them. So we chose to go that way. So don't go to Kickstarter looking for us next month. Go to Indiegogo. So make sure that you remember that. Indiegogo. Indiegogo. All right, so let's go ahead and check some of these questions here. Let me go ahead and scroll. And first one I came to here is, what would a new game need to have in order to topple your current number one? Well, since my current number one just got there, it's Blood Rage now. Twilight Imperium 3 is my second favorite game. You need to watch some of our videos, sir. That was Z with the disembodied voice sound. Anyway, it just got there, so I'm really not looking to replace it right now. I really wasn't looking to replace Twilight Imperium 3, to be honest with you. It just kind of happened. So, what would a game need? I don't know, honestly, because again, I'm not looking to replace it, so I'm not looking for something that would replace it. When it happens, but I'm not necessarily going to go out searching for it. Next one, since Tree Frog is shutting down as a publisher, do I need to get a handful of stars now before it goes out of print, or will it somehow be available later? I don't know. I don't work for them. Let's see. The only thing I want to know is top 5 foods consumed this year. That's really the only thing you want to know. Top 5 foods consumed. Gee whiz. Since we eat salad every day that we are here, almost, not with, rare exceptions like today. That was good lunch. But I would say salad is definitely in the top 5. Breakfast burritos, definitely in the top 5, I would imagine. I don't keep track of that kind of stuff, man. So I don't know. Those two definitely. Let's see here. Do I sound... I don't want to talk about the food on the cruise, man. Why does the fat guy get the question about food? That's what I want to know. So, sad face. Anyway, let's see. What did I think of Rogue One? Well, I already tweeted this response, and so I will say that I think it is the best Star Wars movie since the original trilogy. That is episodes 4, 5, and 6. Now, I say that with the caveat being that I really, really enjoyed episode 7. I just watched it last night, as a matter of fact, again, and enjoyed it very much again then, except for that one part. that was sad. But I think this is if this is the direction that they're going in for Star Wars movies in the future, we are set. We are set. Can you have a thumb war with Tom? I could. Come on, let's do it.
I'm not very good at thumb wars.
Well, let's see.
All
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
I declare thumb war.
Your thumb is way bigger than mine.
Yes, it is.
Oh, the sneak.
1, 2, 3. I win.
He wins everything.
All right. How often do you play non-review games with Tom, Z, Jason, or Rob?
Hey, we are a go for that CSI thing. So if you want to mention that, you can.
Oh, okay. All right.
12 and 13.
Okay. All right. So I just got, I'll get back to the questions in just a moment, have a public service announcement. We are going to be doing another 24-hour gaming marathon during our, I keep wanting to say Kickstarter, Indiegogo, I know. But this time we're upping the ante. We're going to 36 hours, not just 24. Good night. What are you, you're like Derek sitting in the back of the cruise making all those noises. But anyway, we're going to do a live playthrough, 36 hours, January 12th and 13th. And it's 36 hours because we're going to be taking some breaks in between for meals and sleeping for some of us. We're going to be doing a rotating shift so that when we are on screen, it's going to be a little bit more, I guess you could say, fun and not so tired. So we're going to be doing it from the Maitland Cool Stuff shop in Maitland, Florida. And that is going to be, what are you guys talking about?
It's a joke about him, not you.
Okay, anyway. So that's going to be January 12th and 13th. It's a Thursday and a Friday, I believe. And we're going to be doing it from Cool Stuff Incorporated in Maitland, Florida. They have a little shop that they have since vacated, so we're going to be doing it right next to their store. So be looking for that. All right, so how often do we, well, it did it again, stupid. All right, here we go. How many games do we play that are non-review between me, Tom, Z, and Jason? And there aren't a whole lot of them. More often than not, it's usually during those live playthroughs where we get other games played that we're not having to review, or rather games that we already know how to play. So usually it's during those live playthroughs that we're able to do that, but not all the time. But more often than not, that's how I would say that is how it's going to happen. All right, so here we go. Let me see. Back up to, let's see. Do you like the miniatures of the upcoming Mythic Battles Pantheon? Yes. Yes, I like them a lot, as a matter of fact. They did a very good job with those miniatures. I was able to go to a press release at Gen Con this year for that game, the Mythic Battles Pantheon from Monolith, and they knocked the miniatures out of the park with that one. Really nice miniatures. I hope the one that I was using, I was able to do a little bit of a demo playthrough there during the press event, and the one of the models I was using was a little bit brittle. But they said that those were probably not final production. The other ones will be a little bit better. So hopefully that's true. But the style, the design, the sculpting, the detail, all of that is off the chain. Very, very good. Let's see. Will you provide an other top 10 of 2016 list like Tom? Well, keep that thought until tomorrow. Maybe it will be answered. It will be. I just finished editing it today. What do you prefer, Rebellion or Imperial Assault, and why? Well, I prefer Imperial Assault mainly because I can play it skirmish and it doesn't take quite as long, and it's a little bit more casual. Rebellion feels like it's a little bit more of a formal, longer game, and so I kind of have to work myself up for that one. But Imperial Assault can be played, since it can be played skirmish level, is a lot more casual, and I'm much more of a casual type gamer. So there you have that. Hello, Robert. Top 5 miniature making companies. That's an interesting thought. I'll look into that. Will we see the Banhammer today? Well, that just depends. Tom is keeping a close eye on the comments, so maybe he will flash the hammer. Got any tips for a new miniature painter? If you're brand new, you've never done it before you start using, trying to paint your gaming models, pick up some like some little army soldiers and that type of stuff. The things you can get a bag of for like 99 cents at like a Michael's or something like that, and practice on those first. Other than that, don't go off the deep end as far as buying expensive brushes and the expensive paints and all that kind of stuff. Get really basic kinds of paints that you can find at Michael's, the acrylics and stuff like that. And then get a pack of decent brushes, usually around $5 to $10, I think, at Michael's as well, and use those things, and then practice using those things. And once you start getting better, then make the jump for those more expensive things. Yeah. Let's see here. Over at Tom's house a lot, how much commute time does goes into your Tom's house days? Oh, not very much at all. We only live like 15 minutes away from each other, and that's with traffic. So we really only do, bad traffic, it'll take maybe 25 to 30 minutes to get here from my house, but that would be like a huge accident that's blocking a major road or something like that. Usually it only takes about 15, 20 minutes for me to get to his house. And it's only 3 days a week, so it's not bad. Let's see here. What is your opinion on the Kickstarter This War of Mine? Don't know. I'll go look. Let's see. This War of Mine Kickstarter by Awaken Realms. Oh, I have seen this one. Let's see. Why isn't it scrolling? Hello. All right, there we go. 621,000 pounds. Not bad. Huh. It looks interesting. Looks like a post-apocalyptic kind of thing, I guess. Let me see. Let me go back up. Oh, yeah, survival experience. 1 to 6 players play as a group of civilians trapped in a city, torn by military conflict. So you're a group of civilians that are trying to survive the conflict. Looks like it might be cooperative. Yeah. It looks interesting. I don't know very much about it, though, so I can't really give an opinion, although it does look cool. Let's see. Are you interested in playing Santorini, the new shiny version from Roxley? Santorini, is that the one that you just reviewed?
It's coming out in like 3 days.
Yeah. I have not yet been able to play it, but I really wanted to. The first time we saw that new version, it was at Gamma in Las Vegas this year, and ever since then I've been really wanting to try it. I was a little bit put off when I found out that it was just an abstract strategy game when you got down to its core mechanics, but I really like the look of it. And when an abstract game takes the time to have nice components like that and thematic components, I guess you could say, I usually like to give them a whirl. So I just haven't had a chance to yet. Best game to use with youth group. Best game to use with youth group. Well, it depends on you should pass any game that you're going to try with your youth group past your pastor first. You need to pass it by him first just to get his okay. But as long as he is signing off on it, I would imagine something like Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, that has a really dark theme, but it is a really neat concept to play in that group. My youth group has really enjoyed that. We played it 3 times one night, and they wanted to play it a 4th. This was at a little thing over at my house. Not actually at a youth group meeting, but they really enjoyed it. We played it 3 times, asked to play it a 4th, but I said no, it was getting too late, and it was time for them to go to bed anyway. It was a sleepover for my sons, so that was that. And then Bang the Dice game has gone over really well. Cash and Guns second edition has gone over really well. But again, these are all kind of games that have a you have to make sure that nobody is going to be offended inside your especially your higher ups. If your pastor's behind you, then you'll be okay usually. But I would be careful. But those are the ones that I've used, and I've had a lot of great success with them. What Cry Havoc faction would be a perfect fit in Die Hard? Maybe the Machines. Like the Machines are coming, and I guess it has to be at Christmas time, right? And he does away with the invasion or what have you. I don't know. Maybe the Machines. The Trogs would not be a good fit. I really don't understand what the Pilgrims are doing, so I don't think they would be a good fit either. Humans is kind of boring, so I would say the Machines. I'm a new painter, was wondering what the secret was to maintaining a brush. Is it possible to keep a $5 brush for a long time? It is, although since it's just a $5 brush, you probably just want to use it until it's done and then go buy another one. But they have brush conditioner that you can use. It comes in a little tub. You can also buy that at Michael's. That basically just keeps a little bit of the oily. I don't know. I've never actually used it. I always keep the little $5 brushes. Usually don't come with these, at least not that I know of. But the little plastic tube that comes around the brush, I usually try to keep those on the brushes so that they help keep the brushes form. And before I put it away, I always put a little bit of water on the brush. But I've never used conditioner, but I know a lot of other people do, and they really swear by it. So that's what I would look into getting if you really want to try to preserve those cheaper brushes. Have you painted any miniatures for Tom? If so, which ones? I don't recall if I've painted any of them for Tom. He usually has other people do them because I'm doing other work for this, but I can't recall. I don't think so, but I may have. I just don't remember. Let's see. I already answered that question. I have seen the game Massive Darkness by Cool Mini or Not. That was kickstarted. And again, I have to kind of pick and choose what I get excited about, because if I got excited about every miniatures game that hits the market, I would never cool down, because there's so many of them that are hitting the market right now. So I haven't really looked too much into Massive Darkness, although we did get to see it, and I saw it being played at Cool Mini or Not Con earlier this year. So yeah, it looks cool, but again, I just haven't really looked that much into it. Have you heard of Burning Suns? Tom did a Kickstarter preview for it like 3 years ago. It's a TI3 light game, better than Exodus in my opinion. It has, however, yet to be released due to production issue. Well, that's a problem you run into with Kickstarters sometimes, right? I recall hearing about it, but I, of course, never played it that I recall. So if I don't recall playing it, there you go. From where do I read the questions? That kind of tells you, right? I'm reading the questions from the chat here. So if you have questions, put them in the chat. I'm not reading them from another site. We're not using that site that we used a while ago. What was the name of that site again?
Q&A?
Oh yeah, Q&A, and it was like spelled some weird way. We don't use that anymore. We're just going with the regular comments.
Well, some people are talking about the possibility of using Slack, but then it's at YouTube. I don't know.
I'd have to look at my phone half the time then. Most important questions. What do you? I already asked. Super McDad, you got here late, didn't you? I already answered the question. What do I think of Rogue One? So you'll have to rewind. Let's see. Yes, TI3 got toppled. Are you still considering review of Monsters Menace America? You know, I pulled out my copy a few months ago, and I'm missing some pieces. I don't know exactly. I don't remember how many, but I think it was a couple of the planes, the jets. So if I find those, I'll think about it. Who was my favorite character in Rogue One? The Imperial droid. That was my favorite character. How close is Star Wars Risk towards being in your top 100? Pretty far. Not really far, but yeah, didn't make the cut this year. What's the best Bible trivia game? I don't know. I usually don't. It sounds weird and maybe a little bit elitist, but I don't. I understand what a Bible trivia game is, but I don't consider the Bible trivial. So I know that's a semantical little debate thing going on, but I don't give much attention to Bible trivia games. I'll put it that way. I'm not gonna answer that that question, Stradamus. I'm not gonna answer that question, but it's funny and you made me laugh. I'll even show you.
What?
We scratched our heads about that whole thing earlier this morning. That's why we're laughing about it. Nothing. It's okay. Go back to work. What was the last game you really wanted to get played, but you couldn't find any people who wanted to play it? Wow. Usually it's not finding the people to play it. When we go to game groups and stuff like that, we usually have people that are willing to play a game, but more often than not, it's something to do with timing, or people have other things that they're needing to do, or what have you. It usually isn't I can't find anybody to play a game with me, but it's I guess most recently I'm playing. I've been wanting to play V Commandos, a new game that I just got from Triton Noir, and I'm having trouble finding the time to play that. So hopefully we can get some more played. Excuse me. Does your family have any special Christmas traditions? We usually watch The Christmas Story at least once. That started way back when we were kind of just resting on Christmas Day, and we were flipping channels on the TV, and the TNT was playing The Christmas Story like cycled. They would play it, and then they would play it again, and then they would play it again. So we spent the entire day. It was running in the background. We didn't watch it, like that many times. And so ever since then, we've watched it at least once every December. Not necessarily on Christmas Day, but we usually do that. So would you like to see a Vikings themed TI3? No, not really. I already answered what my opinion on the Kickstarter This War of Mine was, so I'm not going to answer it again. I said basically that I don't know much about it. It looks cool. But that's all about that. That's about it. Let's see. Would you agree that the Emperor is truly the better villain and Vader is overrated? Everything in the first two trilogies happened because of him. He's the mastermind, I guess. I think Vader is still the better villain. He's a little bit more active, up in your face. So, in my opinion, I think Vader gets it as far as the award. Do you have any family? Chris, I already answered that. Okay, what mechanics from various games would you like to see combined into a new game? Well, I really like drafting. I like worker placement. I like area control. I also like cooperative games. And I like miniatures, although I don't know if that's actually a mechanism. If you combine any of those into a new game, I would probably like it. Those are my favorite mechanisms. So if you combine any of those into a new game, I'm probably going to be on board at least a little bit. Depends on how the game plays together with all those things together, but how much I like it. But yeah, let's see here. Do you think the Cubs will repeat next year? I I think it is a possibility. Again, I don't keep up with all of the different transactions that are going on from day to day in the Major League Baseball world, but I think most of the core group is still hanging around for next year, so it's a good possibility. I think guys need to not be greedy and stay loyal to the team, and if that happens, I think we have a good chance. We always have a good chance, even when we didn't have a good chance. There's always next year, right? So now this time, there's always next year, but that has a little bit of a different light. Would Blood Bowl make your top 10 of the year if it wasn't a reprint? Probably not. Not just because I didn't include it, not just because it wasn't a reprint. I think there are that many other games that came out this year that are better than Blood Bowl. Not that the Blood Bowl isn't good. I just think we had a whole ton of good games come out this year. So that's my thoughts there. Have I played the fan-made RPG campaign for X-Wing miniatures? No, I have not. What is your opinion on chaos in the old world? It seems somewhat like a leading question, but I liked the mechanisms, but I thought that the game was much too dark for my tastes, and I've only played it once, and I have had no inclination to play it ever since. So there you have it. Is Conflict of Heroes too complex? Maybe for me, but that's just my tastes. It might not be for you. I think it's on the lighter cusp of the wargaming world. It's definitely not as deep as some of the other war games that I've seen. So if you have any inclination to give it a try, please do so and see if you like it. If you can't get a hold of that, maybe try Advanced Squad Leader Starter Kits. It's probably on about the same level as far as that's concerned. So if you like that, then you'll probably like Conflict of Heroes too. And that's going off of memory. It's been a while since I've played either of those games, but I think those are valid statements. If you could paint any miniature game of your choice, oh, nice try. I'm not going to finish the question, but there you go. All right. Man, you guys are sneaky today. All right. Okay. All right, you're making us laugh though, man. Why do the Bears remain wholly inadequate? Go Pack, go. All right. Well, Jeff, unfortunately, I do have to agree with you. It seems like the stigma that was surrounding the Cubs up until this year has now laid its talons into the Bears. I have been saying for years, I don't know why they still have Cutler at the helm. And I haven't really paid any much attention to them this year because I just haven't had the desire to. And I was really focusing on what was going on with the Cubs too. And Blackhawks are doing well, and the Bulls aren't doing too bad either. So again, there's just this thing that they've kind of fallen way, way, way back into the back. I'm still a Bears fan. I just wish that they would make better decisions as far as the offices are concerned, so that we can get some better players into our uniform and win some games. But I used to be a Cutler fan, and I am no longer. So I don't think he's the only problem, but I'm a big 80s era Bears fan where I want to see my team big on defense and scoring a lot of defensive points and that type of stuff. And it's just not that way anymore. I guess the game has evolved much more than I would have liked it to, but you can't stop that. What do you think about the game, The Seventh Continent? I'm sorry, The Seventh Content? I don't know. I haven't ever heard of that one. Seventh Continent, you guys? You ever heard of that? Yeah.
It's another one of those campaign style games, is all I know. Like, get it, you're playing it.
Yep. No, there you go. Have you played Black Orchestra yet? Yes, we have. When is the review coming? I don't know. I think you're going to be doing that one, right? Yeah. So whenever Z gets it done, that's when it's going to happen. My thoughts on the game are simply that I enjoyed it. It's made my top 10. Wait, have we released that one yet?
Which one?
No, we haven't. Okay, never mind. It made one of my top 10s. Sorry. See, we've edited a whole mess of top 10 lists way ahead of time so that we can kind of take a week off during the holidays. So I'm having trouble keeping track what has been published and what hasn't. So there you have it. I really did enjoy it. I thought it was good. Our game that we played together was almost abbreviated. I think we got lucky with the end conditions and we won. But it was almost like a perfect storm type situation. But I do enjoy it. I like it feels like he took a game and wrapped history around it and through it, and just it's chock full of history, and I really enjoyed it, mainly for that reason, but it has good gameplay as well. What's my favorite gateway game for a new gamer? My favorite gateway game for a new gamer. It's hard to pick just one because you really have to look at what that person likes. So I guess if I have to choose just one, I'll probably choose the one that's, something like a Ticket to Ride, or maybe For Sale is a really simple game to teach new gamers. No Thanks is a really simple game for new gamers. It really depends on the person that you're trying to teach that new game to. So, but any of those three are ones that have been go-tos for me in the past. Mechanics for a Handful of Stars have been bought by FFG, Stone Temple Glyph says. All right, so get ready for the premium production from FFG. There you go. What's the best book you have read? Automatically is going to my first one is going to be the Bible. That's, in my opinion, the best book. But apart from that, I would say There and Back Again, A Hobbit's Tale. The Hobbit. That's good. That's probably my favorite book that I've read. I've also read some the Dragon King trilogy from Stephen Lawhead. That's also a lot of good books. The Pendragon Cycle from Stephen Lawhead, also a good set of books. So those are the ones that I've enjoyed the most, probably. Victor from London. Hello, Victor. Any chance of a future Dice Tower cruise departing from the UK rather than Florida? My inclination would be no, because we don't want to have to fly to the UK to jump on a cruise and then have to fly back. So I know that's what we're asking a lot of people to do, to join the Dice Tower cruise, but yeah, probably not going to happen, Victor. Sorry. Let's see here. What's your opinion on Arctic Scavengers? I've played it once, and it just seems not scripted, but there's just very few decisions that I feel that you have to make during that game. It's usually pretty clear what you have to play when it comes around to your turn. So I just don't like it that much. Dude, Podstradamus is really just clanging that bell, dude. I mean, clanging it. I'm not going to even mention it anymore. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Project Elite? I've actually never played the game. I really wanted to, but somebody who owns the game refuses to play the game with me.
That's how that's working.
So, when I saw it at UKGE the first time, way back when, I was really interested in it, and it looks really neat. Just never played it. So hopefully somebody who owns the game will invite me to play it with them sometime.
I play this thing live, you know.
My choice: Smith and Wesson 460 or 500. I have no idea, because I don't own any weapons. Well, I don't own any firearms. I'll put it that way. And I own 2 weapons right here. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's just completely tongue-in-cheek, people. I have no clue. Let's see. Do you celebrate Christmas Eve or Christmas morning? Both, actually. Can you grow hair? Yes, I can, and it's a pain. I kind of wish that I couldn't, at least on my head. Your top 50 mirrors my top 50 quite closely. Love your review. Okay, thank you. I thought there was a question coming, but thank you, Christopher. You appreciate that. Am I into Game of Thrones 2.0 LCG? No, I usually don't. Try not to. I try to stay away from living card games or trading card games, ones that are going to ask me to continue feeding the animal, the beast. Because I just can't afford to stay into those kind of things. On my head, yes. I can grow hair on my head. As a matter of fact, there's some hair up there right now. I'm not actually bald. I do shave. All right. Let's see. Z, is 9 Inch Nails your favorite band? Oh, I got it! Oh! See, 9 Inch Nails is a real band. That was incredibly clever.
That question was asked 32 minutes ago. Just as a
Oh, it was? Oh, okay. All right. What is that supposed to be?
just, you're slightly behind.
Oh, yeah, like you aren't ever.
No, I'm just saying you don't have to answer it. You're making me feel good about myself.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Fine, I'll skip down to the bottom, start going up. How's that? How's that? Yeah. Don't poke the bear unless you want it. You want the horns. Yes, they do. They do now. All right. Let's see. Am I celebrating New Year's Eve? Yeah, we usually stay up until that time, and then we go to bed at like 12:05. We don't, stay up all hours of the night or anything like that. Do I collect anything besides board games? Not really. I have a family of 6, which it's I don't have that much money to actually collect anything of any real value. So there you have that. Have you played the DLC in the Mansions of Madness app? No, I haven't. What is your opinion on the new Robinson Crusoe? I don't have one because I haven't played the new one yet. Have you tried Seven Wonders Duel expansion? No, I have not. Let's see. What's your opinion on Ashes: Rise of the Phoenixborn? Actually, I was really excited when that first came out, and I haven't played it yet. Don't know. Don't know why. I just haven't got around to it. It just always keeps falling through the cracks. So there you have it. Would you ever consider growing your hair? Nah, not anymore. I'm very comfortable with the way it is now. How is Starbucks a fast food restaurant? They actually do sell food in a fast way, which, in my opinion, makes it a fast food restaurant. If you don't have to sit and wait for 15, 20, 30 minutes for your food to come, it's fast food. So, yeah, that's about it. Can I flip the bottle? No. Well, I probably could, but I'm not going to because that bugs me to no end when my teenage boys are doing that in the house and making all kinds of noise and racket for it. So, no, I'm not going to flip the bottle. You want to open a board game cafe? Can you give me some advice, please? No, I can't because I don't have the first clue to opening a board game cafe or running my own business or anything like that. Anything I say would really be probably not good advice. Would it be wise to switch from a gateway game to a more when would it be wise to switch from a gateway game to more advanced games? Um, Whenever you feel like you're ready, because you're the best gauge of that, not me. It's probably, I mean, when you start feeling like, okay, I've kind of got this, I want something more, go, make the jump. But until that time, if you're happy playing the games you're happy playing, then play those. You don't ever have to advance to something that's more complex or more difficult or bigger or more grandiose or anything like that. If you enjoy playing the games you're playing, continue playing them. If you want to try something else, try something else. Let's see. What's a game with a gimmick that works? Ice Cool is kind of gimmicky, but it works. Flicking the little penguins around, the box inside of a box type thing. That works really good. Loopin' Louie, Loopin' Chewy, that's a gimmick that works. People enjoy those games a lot. So yeah. Let's see. It is not empty. I still have stuff in there. See? There you go. In your opinion, what is keeping Great Western Trail from being in top 10 of 2016? Well, me personally, I haven't played the game. Secondly, me personally, I don't know that it's going to be a game that I'm going to enjoy. But I think it's probably in a lot of people's top 10 of 2016. A lot of people have been buying it, that's for sure. So I don't know that. Do I ever wear a cape? Nope.
Some stuff you just don't have to answer, I think.
Well, that's a fast one. Come on. Do you like bag builder games like Orleans and Automobiles? Yes, I actually enjoyed Automobiles and Orleans a lot. I don't know that I probably enjoy Automobiles a little bit more than Orleans, but yeah, those are fun. Do you have any foods that you love as much as Tom loves hot sauce and key lime pie? Burritos. Burritos are my key lime pie. If you can show me a place that has awesome burritos, that's a good thing. What game would you like to see Restoration Games republish? Well, as long as they do a good job of it, maybe Queen's Gambit, but that might be outside of their purview. Do you wear glasses because of a vision problem? Yes. I'm not going to read the rest of your question. I definitely am four-eyed. I need these. Otherwise, I can't read the words on the camera. Let's see. Let's talk about legacy games. I'm about to start Pandemic Legacy. Thoughts? Any what's on the horizon in that genre? I don't really care at this point. Except for season 2 of Pandemic Legacy. I'm looking forward to that one. But any other legacy games that are coming out, if I play them, fine. If I don't, I'm also fine. Kind of indifferent on them right now. Do you think Star Wars Rebellion could do with an expansion, perhaps clearing up the combat rules? Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with the combat rules. It's a little clunky, I guess, maybe, but I think they work just fine. First question, though, can it do with an expansion? Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that you could do for an expansion for that, which I would imagine would happen, but I don't know. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Cyclades? Very cool game. Enjoy it a lot. And the expansion, I like it as well. In comparison to Kemet, I probably prefer Cyclades over Kemet, just because I'm more of a Greek mythology type person than an Egyptian mythology type person. But I also enjoy Kemet. I just enjoy Cyclades better. Just put it that way. Let's see. Which role is the best in Bang the Dice game? Well, it depends on what kind of person you are, I guess. But I would imagine, like for me, I love playing the sheriff. because I just need to figure out who my deputy is, and if I can figure that out, well then everybody's about to be gunned down. But at the same time, I also like playing the renegade, even though it's the hardest character to play, because I love playing the tension between the deputies and the sheriffs. Because for a renegade, you pretty much have to play like a deputy for much of the game until you kind of reveal who you are by some action or something to that effect. That's another thing. I really like the old saloon expansion for Bang because you actually have revealable powers where you can reveal who you are, and then that gives you a special ability, and I really enjoy that. So probably either the sheriff or the renegade is my favorite role to play. Is Rogue One a Christmas movie? No, it isn't. Let's see here. With your background in knowing Z, with his Chinese Australian heritage and background in theater, I hope you and your family have a great Christmas. Well, that wasn't even a question. Let's see. Do you guys play any pen and paper RPGs? No, we don't. We were just talking about some earlier today because we saw that Z was showing me that Cyberpunk is getting a video game. And that's an RPG that I played when I was in high school. I've played RPGs like that. I've played Pathfinder, I think. Tom's run a couple of Pathfinder campaigns. We've played Heroes Incorporated, Palladium books, did some stuff that we used. I've played just regular D&D way back when. So yeah, I've played them. It's just that they've lost their luster and appeal. So sorry. Let's see here. What games in 2016 besides Conan and Ice Cool would have made or been close to your top 10 for 2016? Well, I just got through editing today my top 10 other great games from 2016. And Conan was included in that one, along with 9 others. So that's coming out tomorrow. It's being published tomorrow, so you can check that out. Do you like Mission Red Planet's 2-player variant? I've never played with it, so probably not. I usually, see, I don't, I like 2-player games that are made for 2 players. And usually when games have variants for 2 players, rarely they're as good as the player counts that they're meant for, that the game was designed for. So I'll just say that I probably won't like it because I'd rather play Mission Red Planet with almost its full complement of players. I have not backed Mythic Battles Pantheon, but I think it is worthy of backing. Let's see. Please don't allow the Bears to sing, though. You know, Tom and I were talking about that a while ago, a few weeks ago, and we went back and watched the Super Bowl Shuffle video, and wow, you are right. Not good singing at all. But it was cool and fun when it actually happened. And it's fun to go back. Let's see. No, I have never flipped a table. And please check your spelling. Oh. I live about 15, 20 minutes away from Tom with traffic. Let's see here. I'm still scrolling, sorry. Let's see. Let's see here. What's your opinion on San Juan? Puerto Rico? Boring. And differences and similarities? Not going to waste my time. I apologize. I'm not really meaning to treat your question poorly, but I don't like either of those games, so I don't really care about the differences and similarities. Sorry. Favorite first placement in Stone Age? Well, that's the one thing about Stone Age that I think is incredibly scripted. If you're the first person that's placing, you need to place on the one that produces more food production for you. If you don't do that, something is wrong with you. At least that's been my experience with it. Favorite question in Spyfall? Are you the spy? That's a really dumb question for Spyfall, but there you have it. If TI3 isn't available, which game would fill its spot? Like in a game day or on a list? On a list, you just shift it. So number 3 becomes number 2 and so forth and so on. On a game day, what game would replace it? Probably like 2 or 3 games would replace it in a game day. Yeah. So what specifically? I don't know that there is one specific. Favorite tribe in 5 tribes? Don't have one. Favorite Bible verse? Mark 10:45. For even the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give his life a ransom for many. Favorite card of Blood Rage? I really like the card that allows you to pay 1 rage to invade with one of your people from Valhalla. And if you combo that with the serpents or the ones that let you get the boats out there, that can generate a lot of points for you. Problem is that that's probably been caught onto in many of the gaming circles that are out there, so you'll rarely be able to draft those 2 cards at the same time. So that's kind of a perfect storm type thing, but that's a really cool combo. I don't know if I've ever played an Argentinian game. And I don't know if you mean made in Argentina or about Argentina. I don't know. But I don't think that I've ever played one. I do have the Star Realms app, but I don't keep track of what my level is in it. So I have no idea. I have lived in Germany. My dad was in the Air Force, the U.S. Air Force, and we were stationed at Bitburg Air Force Base in Bitburg, Germany. We lived in a town called Kielburg, which was right outside Bitburg for a year and a half, and then we actually moved on base when our housing unit became available. So yeah, I have lived in Germany, had a great time living there. Very memorable years there. Beautiful country. Let's see here. What do you prefer to play in Star Wars Rebellion, the Rebels or the Empire? I like playing the Rebels better, just because I like playing the good guys in games. But I also like that style of playing. I don't like to have to devote a lot of my brain power to figuring out a huge question. And I like being on the other end of that spectrum a lot more than I do. I enjoy playing the Empire, but I enjoy playing the Rebels much more. Let's see here. What game evokes the Christmas theme as much as Die Hard does? Blood Rage. Do you have any special house rules for any game? Not specifically. I'm of the camp of people that say if you need to make a house rule for a game, then to kind of fix the game or something like that, then you're kind of doing the designer's work for them. So if I have to make, it depends on the level of fixing that is required by the house rule. But if I have to make a house rule on a game, I'm probably not going to be playing that game very much because the designer didn't do his work on his end. So why should I do it for him? Let's see. Did it skip down again? No, it didn't. Okay, he just asked that question. Wow, there are a bunch of numbers here.
They're gone.
Oh, what are those?
Just the guy punching numbers in.
Oh, did he get the man hammer?
He got the timeout hammer.
He got the timeout hammer.
I was in a good mood.
Yeah. Let's see. We already did release our our top 10 games of 2016. It was one where all three of us were talking, and that's my top 10. So, let's see. I think I've met again. Other than beating Jason at Onitama, what is your favorite, best beating Jason experience? Well, quite frankly, there aren't a whole lot of them because he beats us regularly. I mean, literally. That's not even a joke.
He does not literally beat us.
Well, in a game, yes, he does.
Oh.
Come on, that's the context. Context is important, Z. It doesn't happen very often where we beat Jason, so that's my one. It has happened before, but that one was pretty neat. He has literally slept through a game. We were talking about this earlier before, and still beat us. We were at Essen, and we came back to our hotel, and we were playing Power Grid, the card game. And literally, this was Jason. Jason, it's your turn. Oh, okay, I'm going to play this. Jason, okay, here. And he wins. I don't know how the guy does it, but he's got a mind that is a firecracker. So, cool in him. My major in college was Bible with a youth ministries emphasis and a speech minor. Let's see here. Nikolai Starkovich, I'm not going to answer your question. Sorry. Good Christian theme games other than commissioned, or are there themes in Christianity that you wish were made into board games? Well, I mean, I know it sounds weird, but the Old Testament is full of battles. So I think it's very possible to make some conflict games based around some of those Old Testament battles. I don't know why that hasn't been done yet. Seems like a no-brainer to me. So that would be one thing. Other things that could be done, Nehemiah is a game that is available, that is a game about rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem after the Babylonian captivity in the Old Testament. So that would be something that would be that's a cool theme to wrap your heads around. Yeah, there's so many different. I mean, we could even see I just thought of this, and that's the only reason I'm going to share it. But we could even have a game where Saul is chasing David, and it's like a hidden movement type game where Saul is running. It's kind of dark, but it's possible. But that could be done. So there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of content, but somebody just has to get in there and do the design work. Do you sleeve cards for any game? No, not really. I have sleeved, except for Summoner Wars. I did sleeve them for Summoner Wars because you handle those cards a lot. But other than that one, no, I haven't done it at all. And not even my complete game of Summoner Wars is sleeved. Only part of it is. Should I invest in a smartwatch? If you want to. I don't think it's necessary for your life or anything like that. So there you have it. All right, well, let's go ahead. We're almost done with the hour here. Let's do a lightning round. We usually like to do that at the end of the lightning round, at the end of the time that we have here. So let's go down. Let me scroll down to the bottom here, and we'll do a quick, maybe, 5-minute lightning round, depending on how many questions get asked. Let's see. All right, waiting on lightning round questions. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna take a drink. Wow, thanks, Tom. Die Hard or Christmas. All right, Christmas, yes. Wow, thanks, Jack. All right, Star Wars, definitely. Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Wars. The Others or Kingdom Death Monster? The Others. Batman or Taco Bell? Taco Bell. Die Hard or non-Christmas movie instead. Wow, holy cow, this is blowing up here. What's going on? Sweet or spicy? Spicy, depends on what you're talking about though. 3 games of Spectre Ops or Fury of Dracula. Depends on the game group, but I'll go with Fury of Dracula. Starbucks or fast food? Both. Baked potato or mashed potatoes? Ooh, baked potato, because you can put a lot of toppings on a baked potato. You can do that with mashed potatoes too, but definitely baked potato. Let's see here. Oh, Die Hard or Taken? Taken. I like Liam Neeson better. Mustard or ketchup? Ketchup by far. Let's see here. Savory. Yes, that's the better word. Savory. Sweet or savory. That's good. Games Workshop or Fantasy Flight? It depends on the game. Overall for miniatures, Games Workshop. Overall for games, Fantasy Flight. Let's see. Cry Havoc or Forbidden Stars? Cry Havoc. Board games are Jello. That doesn't even make sense, but I'm going to go with board games. Christmas or Thanksgiving? Christmas and Thanksgiving. Gatorade or vitamin water? Vitamin water for the win. VCR games or DVD games? Neither. Let's see here. Let me go back down. Let's see. Ketchup is for kids. Batman or Superman? I'm Martha. That's the perfect response. Z. Deep dish or flatbread? Deep dish, definitely. Tannhauser, Allies or Axis? Depends on my mood for the day. Marvel Legendary or Summoner Wars? Ooh, probably Summoner Wars. Mansions of Madness or Imperial Assault? Again, depends on my mood, but I'm probably right now going to go with Imperial Assault. Vader or Kylo Ren? That's not even a question. Vader is zounds better than Kylo Ren. Let's see, digital or analog watch clock? Either. I can tell time on both of them just fine. Keaton, Bale, or West? I've already said in another one that Keaton is my favorite. However, Bale is my favorite Dark Knight. There's a little bit of a difference. I really like Christian Bale as Batman, but Michael Keaton was Batman. Marvel or DC? Marvel by a mile. Let's see, burritos or chimichangas? Burritos. I don't like the way that chimichangas are fried. I think that's right? Yeah. Pizza or burgers? Again, depends on where, but we'll go with burgers. Lords of Waterdeep versus Agricola. Waterdeep. Curly or cheese fries? Both. Pro wrestling, yay or nay? Nay. Deodorant or antiperspirant? Don't care. Just cover that funk up. Is Bigfoot real? Probably not. Cake or death? Cake. Diet or surgery? Either one at this point. Buffalo or beef? I've had buffalo, and I like beef better. Big red or big blue? Definitely big red. Cubs versus Didka? Didka. Spoon or fork? Spork. Flip the bottle or flip the table? Neither. It's a lot of mess. Let's see. Almost done. Let's see. Joker or Bane? Joker. Rock or pop? Rock. I just missed it. Dadgummit. Kodinka or Onitama? Ooh, that depends on the day and how many players. Because if I have 3 players, I'll play Kodinka. But if I only have 2, I'll play Onitama. But if I just have 2, which am I going to play? Both, because they're that good and they're both that short. Rogue One or Imperial Empire Strikes Back? I'm going to go with Rogue One because it is a more fun flick to watch. Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror, Eldritch. Yes, Roberta. Well, no, I'm not going to agree with you because you're being hard on yourself. Stop doing that. 80s or 90s? I'm going to go with 80s. Goku or Didka? Didka. Let's see. The Police or The Who? The Police. Lightsaber or burrito? Why? Why do I need to choose between those two things? Losing to Z or Tom? Either one. It's fun.
He wants us to beat him.
No, I don't care. $24 Korean barbecue or $346 Korean barbecue? Definitely $24. Yes, I wish I did still live in Korea sometimes. Chicken or beef? Beef. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland? Tom Holland is the new guy, I guess.
Yes.
I really like the new guy. I'm really excited for the new Spider-Man to come out. So, yeah, I'll go with Tom Holland. Let's see, Mac or PC? I guess now Mac. Mountains or beach? Mountains by a mile. Inish or Kemet? Inish. Shaving machine or razor? Razor. Water or Die Hard? What does that even? I don't understand this. Loki or Magneto? I think I like Loki better as a villain. Chinese takeout or pizza takeout? Chinese. Let's see. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Almost done here. Got about 3 more minutes. I do. I think. I'm at the helm. Yay! Luke Cage or Daredevil? Daredevil. Raiders of the Lost Ark or Die Hard? Raiders. Dollar in paper or coin? Definitely paper. I hate carrying change. Cry Havoc or Blood Rage? Blood Rage. Somebody didn't watch my top 100. Fantasy or sci-fi? Depends on the content, but usually I'll go with probably sci-fi. Transformers or Voltron? Transformers. Let's see. City or country? Somewhere in between, because I don't like the hubbub of being smack dab in the middle of the city, but I don't like feeling like I'm out in the boonies either. Baptist or Methodist? Baptist. Let's see. 2 minutes. Beef jerky or cold pizza? That's a hard one. I'm going to go with beef jerky, though. I'd rather have a good piece of beef jerky than a piece of cold pizza. Ford or Hamill? Definitely Ford. Tarkin or Krennic? Tarkin is the better villain. Alien or Predator? Alien. Yeah. Although, what, that surprises you? Yeah? I liked Aliens better, the movies. I didn't like Predators that much. Gun of Nerf or... My goodness. I'm going to go with Gun of Nerf. It'll hurt less. Episode 8 or Han Solo movie? I'm really apprehensive about the new Han Solo movie that I'm hearing rumors about. So I'm going to say episode 8. Yes, Christopher, the suburbs. That's where I would rather live, the suburbs. Rogue One or episode 7. I already said Rogue One is the best one since the original trilogy, so there you have it. Ice cream or pie? Ice cream. Blood Rage or Rising Sun? Can't really say yet because I haven't played a full game of Rising Sun, but I really do enjoy Blood Rage, so Rising Sun has to be really good to win that battle. Firefly or Star Trek? Firefly. Swimming or running? Swimming. You have seen me, right? Swedish meatballs or Danish pastry? Don't know. Battlestar Galactica or Dead of Winter? Probably at this point Dead of Winter. Commodore 64 or Atari? I had fun with both of those, but I'm going to go with Atari. Winter Soldier or Civil War? Ooh, Civil War. Civil War, although I really liked Winter Soldier. And that's about it. It's 10 after. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down here now. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, although that's probably not possible because I really had a great time. Anyway, I'm going to close out here. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Oh, no. I'm not going to sing.
You're not going to sing?
No, I'm not going to sing. I'm going to take a drink instead.
You gotta stop streaming.
I have to stop streaming. Stop the streaming. Are you sure you want to stop streaming the live event? You will not be able to restart.